What about wide receivers? We heard over the weekend that the Niners are going to be interested in Mike Evans. Let's start there. That's a future Hall of Fame wide receiver. He was great. He's like the prototypical X. He's 6'5", and he can get down the field, but he's old, and he missed half the year last year, and he wasn't good last year.
Yeah, I don't like the move. This is the thing. Mike, when you can't phase out a Mike Evans. If you bring in a Mike Evans, his reputation and cachet is automatically gonna take over some section of the offense, right? Because football's about respect in a sense. I don't want to spend. We don't have that much time to put things into an old player um, who has a high potential to be re-injured. I don't like the move.
Me
It's
neither.
time onward and upward, bro. Like Mike Evans would be a pick. Again, we're missing the plot, and I hope they're not thinking this way, but that's some shit you do where it's like we're trying to go get a Super Bowl. We need one guy that can
Yeah.
kind of help us out with this
Yeah.
issue. That's not where we are.
If the
So no.
Seahawks did it, you'd be like, okay, I kind of understand it, but I'd still be like, I'm not a fan. He's,
Right,
I don't
right.
know. I'm not
But
a
at
fan.
least you would
Yeah.
understand it because you're like, well,
Yeah.
maybe he needs to help them with red zone. He's near the end of his career.
Yeah.
They're winning. But for us, it's just like you're grasping at straws. What do you think
Yeah.
he's going to do for you?
Yeah. He's not going to put you over the top. All right. Let's do a different wide receiver. I mean, they could bring back, they could bring back Jawan. Let's go before I bring up anyone else. Jawan, he's the starting X, and he's limited. Obviously, he can't get down the field. He'd like an X receiver to be threatening you at all three levels. But on an offense that is decidedly soft, he is not. He is a dog on an offense that needs more of them. That being
Hmm.
said, he's almost 30, and he's gonna be pretty expensive. $20 million a year. What do you think?
No way, no how.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
love
I don't think there's nothing to
Juwan,
discuss there, but
but
like,
it's just not going to happen.
no.
And I hate this for him because I love him as a player, but the majority of his production that he can hang his hat on is when other players have been injured. And you've kind of been force fed the ball because that's all that's been there. Jawan Jennings is a phenomenal number three receiver on a really good team. On a bad team, he's a number two, right? And those are just the facts. That's his skill set. It's what he does. He's gritty. He'll get balls. He can get third in Jawan. Jawan can do tons of things in the game as far as blocking, but he's not dynamic.
And
And
he's going to get
he's
paid
not
to be
a
like a number two option, but he's really been the third option in the Niners offense behind Kittle and McCaffrey. He's not really the second
yes.
option. Yeah.
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 So, and then you can't be asking for 21 plus $1 million running the forever. That's crazy.
Running
Like you,
forever.
come
All
on,
right.
man.
All right. Enough of Jawan. So Jawan probably wants $20 million a year, and he's 29. You could get Romeo Doubs for maybe $12 million a year, and he's 26. He's a little bit faster than Jawan Jennings. He's also 6'2", and he puts in effort as a blocker. He's a solid player. What do you think?
That,
Romeo
yeah, that
Doubs.
was that was my next guy. I love the Romeo Doubs pick. I think that you get a little bit more dynamic. You get more dynamic athleticism at the position. He's consistent, younger. Somebody who's he's faster. Somebody that we can actually challenge defenses with. And I think that you don't have to lean on your receivers being these amazing blockers when you actually have an offensive line. I mean, I think that Romeo Dobbs would be great for us. I like that pick.
I'm not wild about Romeo Doubs. I feel like he's a
Really?
solid player. He's not a bad player, but
Hmm.
I mean, he was a sort of de facto number one in Green Bay, but he's not a number one. And then Christian Watson was clearly better than him. He's good for like 3-4 catches a game. He could play X, but is he that much better? Like, is he a significant upgrade over Demarcus Robinson? He's a little
Yes.
bit better. He's a little bit better than Demarcus
I
Robinson.
think he's
Like,
better. I think he's better than Demarcus Robinson. He'd be cheaper, right? That's the thing. Like he could be,
nah, he wouldn't be cheaper. He'd be more expensive than Robinson. This guy, the most
dude.
he's ever had in his career is 724 yards. The year before that, 600, 674.
No,
3
I'm
catches
talking
a
about
game.
cheaper.
No, Demarcus Robinson. Let me see how much he's making. You signed him last year for what was it? 2 years, $8 million, making $4 million a year.
Romeo Doubs, the highest he's made in a year is 3.5. He's made 3.5 against the cap last year. Every other year before that, he's made 700.
Yeah, he was on his rookie deal. Now he's a free agent. He's gonna get about $12 million a year. On Spot Track, they got him at 4 years, 48 is what they're estimating for Dobbs.
Then no,
I'd rather give that to Boye Mafe.
Yeah. Oh, I like the way you did that there. Okay.
I'd rather give it to Odafe Owe.
I give it to Odafe Owe, but I wouldn't give it to Romeo Doubs. No. Now, when you put it in that perspective, no.
He's solid. It just feels like he's a slight upgrade over. He might be a slight upgrade over Jawan Jennings. Maybe he's younger. Is he better than Jennings? I don't know. Jennings has an actual connection with Brock Purdy. You don't know what that's going to be like between Dobbs and Purdy, but could be good.
Yeah, for sure. I don't. And then receivers, again, we just got out of this whole thing about paying receivers. We just got out of this Brandon Ayuk situation. Go get some rookies, man. Play your rookies. How about play your rookies first and see what we have?
What was the point of drafting Jordan Watkins if you don't want to play him ever? I mean, how much time does it take to develop young players? Other teams get guys on the field pretty quick, but you don't.